back to the studio. So we have some projects planned this week for Joyful Noise, and this morning we're just doing some songwriting, working on the intro song for Blackberry and Friends, and I'm not sure if what we've come up with will be more like a theme song for Blackberry Bear, maybe for like the first time he appears on the episode, because we're singing Blackberry Bear, snuggly cuddly bear who loves to play. And I think it's sounding really playful and cute, so I'm excited to work on that. And then later today, I was thinking we could try out some recipes for Blue Bunny's Bakery's first bakery episode, because I know that the viewer won't actually taste the food, but I still really want it to be really delicious. So we're going to try out a chocolate chip muffin recipe and also a double chocolate muffin recipe. I think both will do from Sally's Baking Edition. And so I'm thinking the double chocolate recipe might look really nice with the strawberries that I think we're also going to include, but the chocolate chip recipe might be easier for kids to see and just really recognizable as a chocolate chip muffin. So we'll try out those, and now let's get back to the piano. And there's Blackberry as we work on his theme song. Headed to the store for some muffin ingredients, and I also want to see if they have a jumbo muffin pan, because we're going to be making a tiny muffin for Blackberry Bear, and I just thought it'd be cute if there's a nice contrast between the two muffins so you could really tell. So let's go see what we find. Already, and these are double chocolate, and they smell so good, and we're gonna bake up the chocolate chip. But I wanted to show you these tiny muffin liners. They're so cute, and we're gonna make a tiny muffin for Blackberry Bear. I forgot to make one here, so we'll make a chocolate chip tiny muffin, and then tomorrow we're going to set up Blue Bunny's bakery shop and then decide on the muffins. So I'll finish up baking and then see you tomorrow. Day today at Joyful Noise, and we are ironing this backdrop for Blue Bunny's Bakery, and I'm excited because we're going to set up shop and see how everything looks so far. In the last vlog we made an oven and a kitchen area, and I think they turned out pretty cute. So let's get this all ironed and then set up shop. realized there's actually not a lot of room for the oven, so I think the kitchen area will have a separate space, and then this setup could be like the storefront for the bakery. I think that'd be really cute. So we're gonna go to the thrift store and see if there's a backdrop for the kitchen area. But first, we need to decide on the muffins. So I think we should go with the chocolate chip. And here's our mini muffin. It kind of turned out, it did spread out quite a bit. So we'll work on that. And I also really loved the double chocolate muffins, so we'll definitely use those in a future episode. And I think I secretly just wanted to make both muffin recipes, so I think that's actually why we did this. Here's an invitation for the bakery, and Little Blue is going to invite the friends. I could write, "You're invited to the bakery." I have a calligraphy book that my friend gave to me, and it looks really good, so I'm excited to work on that. We're back from the store, and we saw these very adorable baby geese as we were going, so I stopped to take a video. And it just made me really excited to make some summer episodes soon. So we didn't find a backdrop, but we found a few things. These extra long wooden spoons. I think these would be good in the kitchen for hanging some pots and pans. I think that'd be really cute. And I started looking on Amazon for a backdrop for the kitchen. And I was thinking maybe some white tiles could be good. Maybe something really clean and simple. And we found this little drum for Blackberry Bear, and this red ladybug kitchen timer. I love these little pops of red for our bakery. I think it's really fun. And this mini cutting board, so we could use this as a platform for our salt and pepper shaker. So this morning, I decided to do some redecorating. You know the corner where we film inside the Joyful Noise cabin? That's the one. Well, it just needed a little sprucing up. I've been wanting to add some interest to the background and make it a bit more rustic. And so we tried the bookshelf and a desk. And the bookshelf went really nice, so we're gonna go with that. And the bookcase gives us some places for decorating too. So the chair is currently in the center of the living room, which would be awkwardly silly for having company, but perfect for having our Joyful Noise friends. So I really like the idea of filming here in the living room. It just feels really cozy and just like a very natural space to talk with our Joyful Noise friends. And now back to our task for today. Welcome to the bakery! I think they have to be a little bit higher. I'm nervous to sew them on. So this morning I'm hanging out with Mousie Mouse, and she lives by Blue Bunny's Bakery. You might have heard about her last vlog, how she falls asleep dreaming about the food that we're baking, and then as things get out of hand in the bakery, she swoops in as this superhero mouse and saves the recipe. So I've been working on some songs for the bakery, and Mousie's song is cool. It sounds like she's scampering by and swooping down. And we also have a house for Mousie that I found at a thrift store. And I'm excited because I'm thinking of hanging a rope for Mousie to swoop down into the bakery. And I would also like if I could somehow make some tree stump steps for Mousie's house to be at the top, and she could swoop down to the bakery. So I'll be thinking about that. And today we're going to cover the house with paper clay to make it look like tree bark. So let's make some paper clay. Here we go. So with the paper clay, I wouldn't actually recommend using cardboard since it can be tough to break down and makes a lot of dust. So if you're looking to make a project, maybe something like toilet paper could be good to use. And I went with the cardboard here because I'm hoping for a very natural tree bark look. So if anybody has a great paper clay recipe, I'd love to hear about it. Please let me know in the comments. Thanks. So then I let the cardboard clay soak and started to work on a vision board for Mousie Mouse to explore her character. Welcome to the final day of this very productive vlog. So here's our house, and the bark is already starting to dry a bit. I think it looks pretty cool, and I'm wondering if it's going to dry with a lighter color. We'll see. And we added some bark down here and made the closet, which I think we're actually going to turn into a grandfather clock. I think that'd be really cute. And today we're going to the thrift store. So here's my list. We are looking for a lamp maybe, because the lamp we put by the bookshelf I actually borrowed from somewhere else in the house. So I was thinking maybe like a lantern lamp could be cool, something kind of adventurous and woodsy. And then we're also looking for a telescope, maybe like a vintage style one, so that we can look out over the woods and see what's going on that day. Maybe a typewriter could be cool, so I could write some stories for Blackberry in the lullaby forest. I think that'd be really sweet. And then we're also needing some large boards, maybe like cutting boards, to make a 3D map of the Whimsy Woods. So let's go! the first one had a lot of antiques, and it's very cool how those kinds of stores can often inspire things for joyful noise. So I can't wait to show you what we found. We have this adorable little red wagon that I think I'll pull Blackberry Bear around in the woods. And here is a very cute chalkboard that we can use as a menu board for Blue Bunny's Bakery. I think that's really sweet and matches the bakery really well. Also for the bakery, we got some red roses that we can add to the flower boxes in the window. And I'm loving adding in those pops of red to the bakery. I think the red with the light blue is such a cute and lively and fun color combo. There's a train, what do you call that? Book holder, bookend? And this is a train whistle, and it actually works. This actually works. So cool. Gave us the idea of adding a train that goes through the Whimsy Woods, and the tracks are actually going to go right through the Joyful Noise cabin. That's where they're going to start. So we have railroad tracks, and this also is a very cute and cozy home decor piece. I love a prop that doubles as a great prop and a cozy homey decor piece. So we'll just set this down in the cabin, and Blackberry and I will sit there by the tracks waiting for our trains. I'm just feeling really excited to make some more Blackberry and Friends videos, and we've been kind of doing a revamp lately of getting these sets all worked up, and so I can't wait to get back to them. It just feels like there's so many stories to tell from the Whimsy Woods. And so now I'm just going to clean up after myself. It's been a productive week, which is great, and thanks so much for being here. I really appreciate you, and hope to catch you in the next one. Bye, friends.